Reviewing documents. Suppose someone asks you to proofread a report for them. If you have a hard copy of the report, you might use a red pen to cross out sentences, mark misspellings, or add comments in the margins. However, you could do all of these things in Word using the Track Changes and Comments features. When you've finished reviewing the document, the other person can choose to automatically accept all of your changes or decide whether to accept or reject each change one by one. In this lesson, you'll learn how to track changes, add comments, and compare two versions of a document. Track changes and comments. When you need to collaborate on the content of a document, or if you need someone to proofread your document, Word's Track Changes and Comments features makes it easier for you to collaborate with others. About track changes. When you turn on the Track Changes option, every change you make to the document shows up as colored markups. If you delete some text, it won't disappear, but instead will have a visible strike through it. If you add text, it will be underlined. This allows another person to see which changes have been made before making the changes permanent. The color of the markups will vary depending on who is reviewing the document. So, if there are multiple reviewers, you'll be able to tell at a glance who made each change. To turn on Track Changes, 1. Click the Review tab. 2. Click the Track Changes command. It should now be highlighted in gold to show that it is active. 3. Any changes you make to the document will be shown as colored markups. 4. Click the Track Changes command again to turn it off. Adding and deleting comments. Sometimes instead of changing something, you may want to make a comment about part of the document. Comments show up in balloons in the right margin and can be read by the original author or by any other reviewers. To add a comment. 1. Highlight some text or place the insertion point where you want the comment to appear. 2. From the Review tab, click the New Comment command. 3. Type your comment. To delete a comment. 1. Select the balloon containing the comment you wish to delete. 2. From the Review tab, click the Delete command. To delete all comments. 1. From the Review tab, click the Delete drop-down arrow. 2. Click Delete all comments in document. Accepting or rejecting changes. Track changes are really just suggested changes. To become permanent, they have to be accepted. On the other hand, the original author may disagree with some of the tracked changes and choose to reject them. To accept or reject changes. 1. Select the change you want to accept or reject. 2. From the Review tab, click the Accept or Reject command. 3. If you accepted the change, the markup will disappear and the text will look normal. For some track changes, you can reject the changes by simply deleting them as if they were normal text. For example, if a reviewer adds a word to a sentence, you can just delete the word. To accept all changes. 1. From the Review tab, click the Accept drop-down arrow. A drop-down menu will appear. 2. Select Accept all changes in document. To reject all changes. 1. From the Review tab, click the Reject drop-down arrow. A drop-down menu will appear. 2. Select Reject all changes in document. Accepting or rejecting all changes does not affect comments, so if you want to delete them, you'll have to do it separately. Changing how markups appear. If there are a lot of track changes in a document, they may become distracting if you're trying to read through the document. There are a few settings that you can use to hide the markups or change how they appear. To hide track changes. 1. From the Review tab, click the Display for Review command. The Display for Review command is located to the right of the Track Changes command, and it may not be labeled. It'll probably say Final Show Markup. 2. In the drop-down menu, there are 4 options. Final Show Markup, shows the final version along with a markup. Final shows the final version and hides all the markups. Original, show markup, shows the original version along with a markup. Original shows the original version and hides all the markups. 3. Choose Final or Original from the drop-down menu to hide the markups. Setting Display for Review to Final is not the same as accepting all changes. You will still need to accept or reject the changes before sending out the final version of your document. To show revisions in balloons. By default, most revisions show up in line, meaning the text itself is marked. You can choose to show the revisions in balloons, which moves many of the revisions, such as deletions, to balloons in the right margin. This may make the document easier to read as there are fewer inline markups. The balloons also give you more detailed information about some markups. 1. From the Review tab, click Show Markup, Balloons, Show Revisions in Balloons. 2. Some of the revisions will move to the right margin. To go back to inline markups, you can select either Show All Revisions in Line or Show Only Comments and Formatting in Balloons. Comparing two documents. If you edit a document without tracking changes, it's still possible to use reviewing features such as Accept and Reject. You can do this by comparing two versions of the document. All you need is the original document and the revised document, and they need to have different file names. To compare two documents. 1. From the Review tab, click the Compare command. A drop-down menu will appear. 2. From the drop-down menu, click Compare. 3. A dialog box will appear. Choose your original document by clicking on the drop-down arrow and selecting the document from the list. If your document is not on the list, click the Browse button to browse for the file. 4. Choose the revised document the same way you chose the original document and click OK. At this point, Word compares the two documents to determine which changes were made, and it creates a new document that you can save if you want. The changes show up as colored markups, just like the ones that appear when using Track Changes. You can then use the Accept and Reject commands to finalize the document. To the right of the new document, there is a pane that displays the original and revised documents that you can use for reference, although you can't edit them. If you don't see the pane on the right, click Compare, Show Source Documents, Show Both. Using the reviewing feature safely. If there are any comments or track changes in your document, you should remove them before sending it out to anyone you're not collaborating with. Comments and track changes can reveal confidential information that could lead to embarrassment or make you or your company appear unprofessional, or worse. Once you've removed all of the comments and track changes, it's a good idea to double-check your document using the Document Inspector. The Document Inspector can tell you if there is any hidden data in your document that you may need to remove. It looks for data in many different places, not just comments and track changes. To use the Document Inspector, 1. Save your document. 2. Click the File tab to go to Backstage View. 3. Select Info on the left side of the page. 4. Click the Check for Issues command. A drop-down menu will appear. 5. Select Inspect Document. 6. Click Inspect. 7. The inspection results will show an exclamation mark for any categories where it found potentially sensitive data, and it will also have a Remove All button for each of those categories. Click Remove All to remove the data. 8. Close the dialog box when you're done. 9. From the Backstage View, click Save to make the changes permanent. A table is a grid of cells arranged in rows and columns. Tables can be customized and are useful for various tasks such as presenting text information and numerical data. In this lesson, you will learn how to convert text to a table, apply table styles, format tables, and create blank tables. Inserting and modifying tables. In Word, tables are useful for organizing and presenting data. You can create a blank table, convert text to a table, and apply a variety of styles and formats to existing tables. To insert a blank table. 1. Place your insertion point in the document where you want the table to appear. 2. Select the Insert tab. 3. Click the Table command. 4. Hover your mouse over the diagram squares to select the number of columns and rows in the table. 5. Click your mouse and the table appears in the document. 6. You can now place the insertion point anywhere in the table to add text. To convert existing text to a table. 1. Select the text you wish to convert. 2. Select the Insert tab. 3. Click the Table command. 4. Select Convert text to table from the menu. A dialog box will appear. 5. Choose one of the options in the Separate Text Add section. This is how Word knows what text to put in each column. 6. Click OK. The text appears in a table. To add a row above an existing row. 1. Place the insertion point in a row below the location where you wish to add a row. 2. Right-click the mouse. A menu appears. 3. Select Insert. Insert rows above. 4. A new row appears above the insertion point. You can also add rows below the insertion point. Follow the same steps but select Insert rows below from the menu. To add a column. 1. Place the insertion point in a column adjacent to the location you wish the new column to appear. 2. Right-click the mouse. A menu will appear. 3. Select Insert. Insert columns to the left or Insert columns to the right. A new column appears. To delete a row or column. 1. Select the row or column. 2. Right-click your mouse. A menu will appear. 3. Select Delete cells. 4. Select Delete entire row or delete entire column and click OK. To apply a table style. 1. Click anywhere on the table. The Design tab will appear on the ribbon. 2. Select the Design tab and locate the table styles. 3. Click the More drop-down arrow to see all of the table styles. 4. Hover the mouse over the various styles to see a live preview. 5. Select the desired style. The table style will appear in the document. To change the table style options. Once you've chosen a table style, you can turn various options on or off to change the appearance of the table. There are 6 options: header row, total row, banded rows, first column, last column, and banded columns. 1. Click anywhere on the table. The Design tab will appear. 2. From the Design tab, check or uncheck the desired options in the Table Style Options group. Depending on which table style you're using, certain table style options may have a somewhat different effect. You may need to experiment to get the exact look you want. To add borders to a table. 1. Select the cells you wish to add a border to. 2. From the Design tab, select the desired line style, line weight, and pen color. 3. Click the Borders drop-down arrow. 4. From the drop-down menu, select the desired border type. 5. The border will be added to the selected cells.